Hello, I'm Paul O'Kelly, editor of the Dublin Champion.ie, and this is a review of the Irish newspapers for Saturday, July the 20th, 2024. Yes, I know, worldwide computer apocalypse, but before any of that, let's give ourselves a break. Something sublime. What has to be picture of the week, possibly picture of the year, showing brave Aidan Heslop diving off a County Antrim cliff called, appropriately enough, the Lord's Prayer. And if I were him, I'd be adding a lap of the rosary. Anyway, a real gem captured by the brilliant Romina Amato. Well done, Romina. On the same page, we're back to that great computer crash with the Irish Times report. 3 Irish Times reporters on the story. The main culprit, they tell us, CrowdStrike, is actually supposed to protect our computers. However, the Times also points out that hours before CrowdStrike's much publicised release of dodgy code, it was Microsoft's Azure cloud service that kicked off the chaos. Meanwhile, this may be the first time this week that the Sun has actually agreed with the Irish Times about the appropriate front page lead. Day the world shut down, says the tabloid, which, like the Times, takes care to include Microsoft when it's parcelling out the blame. However, vying for the Sun's attention is that Strictly story from Friday's tabloids, refreshed here with news of a series of dancers' lawsuits about to hit the BBC. Strictly stars to sue BBC for $1 million, says the Sun, with pictures inside and out, including a cover photo of complainant Laura Whitmore. It's back to the crash with the Irish Daily Star, which finds a local twist to this worldwide story with the headline, "Computers Go Ga Ga," noting how GAA fans struggled to get All-Ireland tickets after the outage affected Ticketmaster. But it's their inside spread that shows the Star's sub-editor at their sharpest and best. Over a picture of a chaotic Dublin airport, the giant headline says simply, "Computer says no." Just one newspaper, the Irish Independent, ignores the IT crash on its front page, going instead with protesters plan fake 999 calls to disrupt the Gardaí. This story joins up with the Coolock riot story we covered yesterday, in which Gardaí were called to control a protest at the site of the old Crown Paints factory in North County Dublin. Ken Foy reports telling us that the police are tracking a plot by far-right agitators to draw law enforcement away from protest scenes by calling in fake 999 reports. Not surprisingly, the red and white colours of Cork dominate the pages of the Irish Examiner, featuring on page 1 and also on this cover of their weekend magazine. And inside the colour supplement, you learn of the best places to eat and drink near and around Croke Park. Staying with sport, there's another great photograph on the cover of Northern Ireland's Irish News. It's an enigmatic silhouette of Jude Gallagher shadowboxing as he prepares for the Paris Olympics next weekend. Finally, though we generally stick with the Irish papers, I couldn't resist the Financial Times, where there's another wonderful picture, this time of the Beatles, or rather the Bootleg Beatles, on the cover of their weekend magazine. Members of the world's most famous tribute act recalled a surreal moment following the 1995 release of Free as a Bird by the remaining Beatles, Paul, George and Ringo. The Bootleg Beatles met the real thing at a Pink Floyd party where George Harrison gently reprimanded the Bootlegs for their version of the new single. You dropped a note, the famous lead guitarist told them, "It's an F major 7, not a D minor." It just goes to show there's nothing like the real thing. Well, a reminder that at dublinchampion.ie, you'll find a link to all our newspaper reviews, which we'll have every Friday, Saturday and Sunday. In future, we'll have both a video version like this and a sound-only podcast version, which you can listen to in the car. Please don't watch the visual version in the car. Tune in for the sound-only version, which we'll be having from Friday next, July the 26th. Please like, and as always, please tell your friends.